all of us sat in a hotel meeting room. This isn't going anywhere. I'm just hoping one of you at some point is going to step in.
Chad, I haven't
after
seen
the 5
you in
seconds.
like days, bro.
It's been yeah. I don't feel like I've seen myself in days.
I feel like the most we've interacted is me coming back from work and hearing you yell on someone on TeamSpeak it from your room.
You get
Probably
pretty,
Rushley.
you yelling?
No,
Probably
not playing with
Rushley.
Rush isn't playing. I've been playing some with Justin. We haven't
That's
really
why
been.
there's no yelling.
We haven't really been yelling. Yeah, I was gonna say there hasn't been a lot of yelling going on with the games we've been playing. We've been doing a lot of winning. Who have we beaten so far in our string of games? We queued a lobby the other day, and it was me, Justin, Neo, Jacob, and then a random.
All right.
And we played Train, and Jota was on the other team.
Did you beat him?
We fisted him.
Good.
Have you ever seen anyone in your life with aim like Jacob's?
It's pretty good aim. I just kept dropping him AKs. I was like, here you go. Here you go, have an AK. We played, me and Justin
He
queued.
needs a little bit of a pick-me-up after how...
Apparently he was also, you know, well, I guess he didn't really have a choice, did he?
Yeah, they said on the couch that he voluntarily said Rain should play.
A good move on his behalf, I think. It's
Very
a
good move
nice
on his
farewell
As
tool.
if that should like play a part in anything.
Why
His
not?
willingness to sit
yeah.
out. It's
Yeah.
like whoever fucked it up needs to figure it out.
Yeah, well, hey, that's a whole situation. And then we played an ancient game, and we played against, like, maybe you know, it's kind of from your part of the world. This is how bad I am with geography. FaZe's. He's like an AWPer from,
Yeah, I know
from
who he
Czech.
is. Forsey.
Yeah, and there was a couple of other blokes on his team from the same region, and James was on their team.
Ooh.
It's cute that you think that's like my neck of the woods.
Isn't it next door?
I mean, Europe is pretty small, so I guess... if
Everything's
you go,
next door?
Yeah, everything's next door to some extent, but no, we're not neighboring
It's kind of close, though.
Don't worry, Chad, I'm with you.
We beat them in overtime.
Yeah.
So, you know, just been handing out some L's to the people out there. They've just been enjoying them. And I'll just continue to make some calls and not get many frags.
Yeah.
But it's the work that I do that's not in the ADR department that makes the difference.
Right.
It's the flashbang.
It's
the
the
round
unseen.
swings.
It's the not missing the mid-door smoke on Dust 2 ever.
Ever.
Because I would never would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Can't do that.
No.
We've been banging out our games pretty good too.
I heard you've been playing.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot. Yanko's been in the past couple nights.
Oh, here we go.
I just want to be part of the guys every now and then, you know. I don't
It
wanna
feels
be
like
the-
begrudgingly.
I'm not enjoying it, but it's fine. We do win. That's the one saving grace in the end. Because if we were losing, then
You wouldn't be playing.
I wouldn't be playing.
No,
and
fair enough.
I would
There've
be
been
out of
some
there
very
pretty quick.
there's some very hit or miss games that we've had, but we've won them all. And today we stepped into a server right before coming down here to a bunch of shit talking, a bunch of
From the enemy.
yeah, a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
dickheads like, oh, I didn't know the retirement home. FaZe had a retirement home.
Well, they were 9-3 up. There was a lot of typing
Yeah,
and
there's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of typing.
talking. All of a sudden, once they lose 10 rounds in a row,
They don't type so much.
No.
they don't type so much. Maybe the keyboards malfunction. If you guys had Wooting keyboards, that wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have happened.
There was there
Unpaid.
was a game where I was playing with Justin the other day, and there was some Danes on the other team, and they made a remark to Justin, like they were talking shit. So then I just immediately I perk up. I'm like,
You're the enforcer.
you're not talking shit to Justin. So I just immediately just type shut up cunt, right? That's right. But this is the thing, like I've just the thing. What happens is as soon as they backpedal, they're like, oh no, I'm just bantering. It's just trolling. Like, oh, Justin, you're my idol, and then they think I'm being serious. It's like, okay, well, like, hold up a second. Are we all bantering? Or what are we doing here?
Do I not
I
get
thought
the
you said
automatic
that.
banter assumption?
Right. So is it because of who I am that I'm not allowed to banter, right? Then we end up queuing with the guys in the next game, and we make peace, and everything's fine. And now I have 2 new Danish friends.
Oh, that's great.
So it's
That's
all
a
good.
feel-good story.
I was just going to have a look right now and see the gentlemen who were shit talking against you, and just call them out live on air. So 1 second.
Oh, we thought about doing that too. Yeah.
That's good. You should.
Yeah.
No, don't give him the cloud.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I don't mind.
Fuck 'em. They took the L.
Yeah, they did take the L. They got
Thanks
smashed.
for free elo.
Yeah, they were. Well, this is what happens when you talk shit on CT side train. You're feeling good, feeling on top of the world. You switch sides and you just get fucking buried.
I thought we were gonna get wrecked. To be honest, I
actually
thought there
did
was
too.
no chance of
After
coming
the first
back.
6 rounds, I was like, oh, we're screwed.
They were bad, but we were worse. That's the thing. I
But you
I
ended
didn't
up
think
winning
they-
in the end. So.
Yeah,
T side didn't have a lot of
We won
synergy.
10-1
on it today
CT
for some
side.
reason.
Train's not an easy map if you don't know any nades.
Well, we had some nades, but yeah,
What nades do you know, Jason?
I can do the molly towards the lower ramp towards pop from T side to stop them from pushing.
The lower ramp molly towards pop.
Yeah, you throw like as you run.
I can smoke right side Ivy from Ivy once I kill the guy.
You guys got the
okay.
sandwich smoke and the flashes.
Yep. So between you guys, you might have a round.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing is the brain dead Ivy fights I create. Like, you know, guy smoked instantly, so I just walk through the smoke, and then I wait for him to peek to see if someone walks through the smoke, and then
Yeah, you
he
just grab
overpeaks
it.
the angle, and I just kill him. And then I smoke right side Ivy and just run.
This is the thing with Pro League that I think is the best thing, when it was a longer event, when it was 5 weeks, just getting to play Counter-Strike the whole time. Hopefully next season we can just set this, because the players and teams won't be here. Hopefully we can set up the studio and just set it up like a LAN cafe.
That'd be actually sick.
Right, and just have...
Honestly, it's so far away, might as well sleep there.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too. Turn it into Big Brother house, put a couple of cameras there,
I'm actually
see how
not
long it
against that
takes
in any
Yanko
way.
to strangle Hugo to death, who knows?
3 nights.
3 nights?
72 hours. I think.
Hugo had a sick clutch, I'll give it to him. He
Okay.
had a very nice clutch in the second half.
They-
He wrecked them.
I did jump in TeamSpeak with them before coming down here, and they told me in jest to ask you about the train game. And then Hugo was like, Yanko's probably not going to be very happy. And then Harry said he's going to talk shit about me.
Oh, because Harry, right? So we went. Okay. I messaged Jason, right, after I was done. Because Jason was saying, "Oh man, I've been in my room this whole time. I've been like weird,
I've
like,
turtled
haven't
up
gone
way too
outside."
soon. I've been in survival mode in the hotel room it's a tiny room. I'm very sad. I'm just sitting in there trying to get through the event.
So I'm
right
like,
now,
Jason, you want to go grab some food? I'm pretty much done with media. It's a nice day outside. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in Gumbelostan. I'll be back in an hour or so. I'm like, great. I haven't left the studio yet. I'll call home and just hit me up when you're back, right? So whatever, an hour later or something, I'm already back at the hotel chilling, and Jason's like, go on without me, I'm still like in the city, as if I'm just gonna go by myself to eat outside in a restaurant, So at that point I hit up Harry, I hit up Kinga, you guys wanna grab some food, whatever. They're like, yeah, just need a bit to get ready. Sure. We go, we sit down, nice little Italian place, actually literally called Little Italy.
It's just up the road, right?
Yeah. It's nice food. And we were sitting like, we have a drink, we order some food, and I'm like, Harry, you wanna have some wine or something? She's like, oh no, man, like I promised Hugo we were gonna play CS, right? Like I gotta be locked in, I wanna play some CS. Meanwhile, for all the listeners out there /viewers /whatever, I haven't yet played with Harry being full sober. I'll just say that.
That's fair.
I'm yet to play a game with Harry, so he's like, so I'm like, all right, good to know you got your priorities straightened out. Good thing you didn't play last night, fucked up, and now you're saying how hungover you are. It's all good, right? So then we get back, we get into TeamSpeak and everything, and Harry's the same old Harry, just worse. He's just killing less people, right? He's still not communicating, so drinking has no part in that. He's just way off. I'm like, at halftime, I was like, Harry, can you do something? Do you have some liquor in your room? Can you take a shot or two, please? If you're gonna come back. So yeah, I was very much disappointed in Harry's life choices today. And I hope they're losing now.
I don't know. I think it was Henry, Alex, Dinko. Yeah, Hugo and
It's
Harry.
a tough stack to get wins
It's going to depend on the maps.
on the opponents.
It's going to depend on the maps. I'm going to say it's going to depend on the maps. We'll be able to check in on the results
We've
throughout.
been fun. We've actually won every game we've played here except for the one with the cheater.
That was unfortunate. So that was the day after the new update had come out with the new maps like Palacio and fucking Golden. And we thought, why not just fuck around and play some of the new maps? Palacio, we go play 13-1.
Huge.
It's like a shit map, dog shit map.
The problem for me is just the comms, and there's way more gaps and way more shit is open, and you can't count on people actually holding what they're supposed to hold. So then you get shot from places you're not expecting to get shot at, and playing that way, it's you can play, of course, games that way. It's fine. It's just a lot less.
It's not as fun.
Yeah,
It's the same thing when Aaron, right? When we're on TeamSpeak, he'll only ever play if there's 5 of us. He doesn't want to play a 3-stack or anything like that.
Yeah, I do the same. I can't remember last time I played with today we had a Brandon guy, but he's Hugo's friend, and apparently he's all right.
Wilder or something like that.
he was fine.
Yeah.
Talks more than Harry does. Kills more than Harry does. So yeah,
Harry's got a lot on his mind. He's a complex individual.
He never does. That's the thing. He never does.
But yeah, Golden I actually think has an interesting layout. I
got potential.
don't think it'll ever end up in competitive Counter-Strike or anything like that, but I think it's a good bit of fun if you want to do something that's not playing face and playing it a little bit more seriously. So, yeah. Jason, you don't have to do any media today.
I didn't have to. I was chilling.
Must
all
be
day.
nice.
Yeah, that was great.
I went to go to SSD, set up stuff, and I made a whole list, and I had the 4 worst players in the world to possibly ask about their setups.
Just dull and quiet, or just nothing interesting about the setups?
Great personalities,
Okay.
right? Personalities for sure, but 4 guys who just nah, I don't really care. I just throw my mousepad on the table.
Oh,
There's
good.
no real science behind it.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, is the correct view. Because if you're too particular about your settings to a point where if something is off by a little bit, it'll throw you off and it'll be in your head.
Yep.
But these guys, I had Zaiwu, Kyosuke, Molodoi, and Bit. And all of them,
Ballers.
yeah, like fraggers, right? Zaiwu was just like, yeah, I just put the mouse pad down.
Sounds like
Oh,
Zaiwu.
okay.
Yeah.
And like, so
He
that's
doesn't
your...
even have a fucking config, right?
He does it manually every time.
He just does manually
Yeah,
every time
yeah.
to set up.
So we're going through it, and I'm like, because he has this Zaiwu X Pulsar mouse, right? That's he's got a...
Is that even released yet? Yeah, it is.
I think it is, yeah.
It's out,
And I'm like, and I thought he would want to talk about it a lot, right? And, we didn't really get into
Man,
it.
he doesn't
too much.
even tweet himself. He's
His
not.
agent's
He's
gonna
not
have a
pimping.
word with him about that, man.
So we're talking about some stuff. So I was like, yeah. So with the keyboard, and he's like, yeah, this is the Asus one. They're like working with Vitality, and I'm like, okay, like, does this have rapid trigger? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, like actuation. We didn't get deep on anything because I thought we'd go into it and get granular. Didn't really get there.
Yeah. Hey Zoe, you have your own branded esports mouse. You tell me about it. What's cool about it?
Yeah.
It's just a fucking mouse.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just a mouse.
Yeah, I like the way it feels. Okay, no, that's pretty
Great.
good. Yeah, cool. No, but then I finished it, and he was like, "Yeah, we did one of these a couple years ago," and I just do whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but you know, this is an updated version. Maybe there's something new." Because I went and set up last night, going through all the settings, like because Valve every time they do an update, they seem to add something new. Like obviously the AUP crosshair is the big one,
Yeah.
and I was starting to look at the radar settings last night, and I know this seems like a weird thing to look at, radar settings, but I didn't even notice they've added a thing with the radar settings so that. When you guys go back to your room, you load up CS, get in a server, you look at the behind your radar, right? So you got the circle,
Yeah.
you've got the map in the circle.
Yeah.
Behind the radar, it's like blurred out, and the opacity is kind of like a gray blackout. You can actually turn that off and have no blur, and just you can see all the way through, and you can see the map behind it. Now, I can't think of any times it would actually be handy to know that something is like
Way
you're
up
going
in
to
the
see
top
something
left
here.
of your screen. Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't even know when they fucking added that to the game. Like, I don't have any idea when they added that. And I asked the players about it, and they're like, didn't have any idea. Didn't even know.
I think it's been in since CS2 at least.
Really?
I think so.
That's a broad fucking comment there, Jason.
It is a broad comment.
Baseless claim.
I think
That's what we
it's-
love.
it is very baseless, but I feel like it's been in since CS2 came out.
It just doesn't. I've never seen it talked about.
Well, as you're saying, who's changing it?
But why would they add it if nobody wanted it?
I don't know if I told this story on the podcast, but one of the things that Astralis was doing that people found out, and this is how they found out, was before when you used to play a Blast tournament, right, in 2019 or in 2018, even, you used to go to, when you're setting up on game day there's an FTP server, and there you have your
Everyone's
config.
configs, yeah.
And you download and you take it from there or whatever, and that's how you do it. But it had the config from all the teams. So you could go in Astralis' players' configs and go through it, which is what people did. And that's where they saw the radar binds, right? Because what Astralis used to do was they had a bind to zoom your radar super close. And that's what they would do on smoke fades. Like they would play, and then because the question mark on your radar would show up before you can see the
player,
the actual model, right? And in theory, if you practiced well enough and you were good at it, you could shoot based off of the radar, right? Like you kind of know where you're aiming at. You're looking at the radar, and then you're just shooting because it's that close on the radar where it's, can help you out. And that's what people were like, so that's how it's sort of.
That's why it feels like they're shooting through smokes all the time.
Exactly,
Yeah, because that was one of the big things for them. I always felt like they're killing people through smokes. But it's interesting. Like Valve added that quality of life feature. Obviously, they fixed the bug where the question mark showed up, but they added that zoom in feature. Like they added the grenade reticle thing to do with lining up nades and stuff, which is like I don't know how many
it
players
wasn't a
even use that.
feature. They just had a bind to change the command.
No, but Valve added it now.
Yeah.
Right? It's in the game now. They've even got one in there like it's in the menu. If you want to change your left and right hand, right, like to a bind, like all of those things.
Defaulted to V or something, isn't it?
But yeah, they've added all of these things to the game, which are things that pros were using previously. So
Shit, what's next? Radar hacks? Hey.
Oh man.
No, you nailed it.
Yeah. There's so many things that they've added to the game though in like the last couple of years that like. Not that they go unacknowledged, but it's what pros were doing before anyway. Like I remember seeing Fallen have the bind, so his crosshair would take up the whole screen to line up nades. So they just went and they added that as an actual thing.
Yeah, Leash had that
so,
too, and I'd over in coaching as well. And they would all have the binds to change their view model for different smokes and certain smokes and everything.
Yeah,
it's just mental to think how popular the game is when it's infested with cheaters.
Have you played against any cheaters?
We were talking about this the other night. We haven't ran into a lot of cheaters.
Just the ones we
just
did
the
on
one we
gold,
did,
and that was it. Yeah.
All right, like let's say I don't say infested, I use a different word, that there's cheaters
Sure.
relatively often.
Yeah, you know,
right?
that,
Like,
that's fair.
I mean, I think
It's-
infested is an accurate way to describe it overall. I just think recently I haven't noticed.
I don't play Premiere that much. Usually
yeah.
when I play, I play FaZe's, so I don't have as much experience with it. But in general, I don't want to get into the whole conversation. It's just like you wonder if that part could be fixed somehow, how many more people would it attract? You know, how many potential players do you lose because they just end up being sick and tired of
Dealing with cheaters.
dealing with cheaters, right? And just saying, okay, this is going to be like 15 or 20 minutes or 25 minutes of my life wasted.
I empathize from a perspective of if I'm somebody who is working a 9-to-5 job and I've just got home and I want to play a couple of games of Counter-Strike to cool down, you know, with a couple of mates or whatever after a long day at work.
Also be after school.
Or
Doesn't
after
have to
school,
be
yeah,
work.
whatever, yeah. And you go and you play a game against cheaters. It's like this is shit. Like this is meant to be something I do to enjoy, and it's like that for me is where the downside is. Because the professional layer, it's more menacing and potentially more harmful. But your framing is more from like a casual perspective of a growth, and that's the bit that is sad because it's people playing a game for fun that's been ruined by a bunch of dickheads.
We feel that all the time, though, when we get done with work, too. We know that emotion very well.
We don't work hard though.
Well, yeah, but we have some long days.
At no point would I
I'm
ever
not
say
sitting
what
here
we do
trying
is
to-
hard.
I'm not
Or
comparing our
it's
job
work.
to the hypothetical job of any random viewer out there. I'm just saying we also feel that when you get done with work and you just want to play one or two games.
Yeah, but Jason, I just want to make it clear because
Okay.
we have the dream life, and we get to talk about video games all the time. So I want to make it really clear that at no point do any of us ever consider this to be work viewers, okay?
Although someone-
Jason misspoke. What we do is this is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, and we love it. Jason, look in the camera and say you love it.
Fucking love my life.
There you go. This fucking
You really
guy.
sold it
I
there.
know.
You really nailed it. I really believed you there for a
I
second.
put some positive emotion.
I
into
really
that one,
believed you
sure.
there for a second.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say, bro, some of these games make you forget it though, like that we had
Sure.
to do in this tournament so far. But
There've been some duds at this tournament.
There
for
have been
sure.
like
a
I
lot
was
of
I
duds.
was starting to go through the day and look at like 10-2 and 11-1 halves. I stopped looking for some reason. I don't know what happened, but it felt like there was an awful lot of those, especially on the A stream. So I might have to go and actually look at the data because I could just be talking out of my ass. And the same thing is like I can only talk about it from the perspective of the shift that I was doing because like I was obviously watching your games, but you don't feel an 11-1 or a 10-2 as bad watching because you know I'm watching, but I'm also doing something on the side, or I've got Twitter going on, or this, that, and if it's a down moment, I can check something
You're
on my
in Twitch
phone.
chat.
Exactly. Whereas you guys are like, well, this round started 15 seconds ago. There's been 2 opening kills, and now we will watch 3 players save for the next minute and 20 seconds. And it's
Yeah.
just like, man.
no, it's like some teams, man. First of all, you can tell that the stage 2 teams didn't watch stage 1 whatsoever.
The hot 2 and inner circle
because
stuff,
how
yeah.
they were rating teams. Like Astralis is a dead team. Astralis is a fucking dead team, bro.
Is that an assumption based off gameplay, or is that inside information?
No, I don't have any inside information. Like that's gameplay. That's like camera.
Yeah.
You know, body language and all that stuff. The shit they do on the server is like people who. I'm not gonna say don't care at all, but don't care to enough, right? Like because some of the peaks in rounds with an advantage, or even in 5, there's just so many scenarios where it's like there's the one that was on Reddit with against Legacy, right, where Sadzin is screaming, why peak, Jabi? And it's like, why the fuck did he peak?
Yeah.
Like this is like a brain dead play. This is not a play that a player like that would ever make if he cared and if he was disciplined, right? So
I just think why though to this, right? Like it's not that I disagree with your sentiment, but I want to go deeper.
know.
Like why would they be, they just recently got like new ownership, right? So we assume that there's hopefully going to be funding for the org. That was the big issue with them. Were they going to be sold or go under?
Morale, right?
Then the Magisk thing is temporary until the end of the year because apparently Stown's coming back. Who knows? So do you think they're like, okay, well Stown's not here, so who cares?
I don't know. It's a great question. I don't have an answer to it. I can also think of maybe motivation potentially. I can probably see that Hooksy is hungry to play, and
Stair would be hungry.
and
Stair's
Stair
hungry.
too,
Yeah.
right? And then about the rest of them, I don't know. I can't speak for sure. I don't know how much fire Device has in him to compete, and do what it takes to be a tier 1 team. I don't know if Yabi, in terms of whatever the Stone situation was, like where does he stand on all of that, on the role, position changes, right? I don't know if Stone taking a break like impacted them all, right? I don't know if something happened after the good result in Astana, and then they had Fisher.
Fisher was good
right?
too.
Where they just lost to Tai Lu, which they definitely would have felt that they were supposed to win, at least in the final, but it's not the end of the world. And then that some of the results that happened there sort of killed everyone's spirits. I have no idea, but they look like a fucking dead team, man.
Yeah.
Like the way they play, I'm putting them fucking 0-3 in whichever stage they start.
It's sad to
Like,
have.
I don't care.
Stage 2.
0-3.
It's sad.
Wait, stage 1.
It's sad to have this conversation about them, considering they're getting back to the major for the first time since Antwerp. Like, it should be like a moment of excitement, but yeah, I don't know what to make of them. I wouldn't have called them a dead team watching, but there's something when I watch them. I feel like we've already seen Astralis' peak.
Dude,
I feel like we've already seen Astralis' best they can get with this current lineup.
let's not forget, they had 2 back-to-back nukes with 0 T rounds.
Bro, Astralis is stage 2 over FaZe.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Like, FaZe has dropped off. But yeah, yes, the nuke stuff was egregious.
And then Inferno was another pick. They won 1 round. They were 1-11 as T, right? Like, it's shit like that where, I don't know, it's just too many different things.
I mean, when you're making a joke of like, well, if we're making a joke about, can we see if they can win a round of T-side nuke? Like we were cracking jokes about like, oh, they've just gone 0-24 and 2 T-sides of nuke. Are they going to win it this time? Or like something's gone horribly fucking wrong. I don't know what it possibly could
Listen,
be.
for you to get 12-0'd on T-side nuke one time can happen to anyone. But for it to happen to you in back-to-back games and it's your map pick, something's like really fucking off, right? Because a little bit of that is also attitude of the players and someone stepping up and making a play and doing something. You know how it is, but probably everyone's just fucking dejected to some extent and they're going through the motions. And yeah, sure, everyone's doing what they're told and whatever the call is, but you don't have conviction, you don't have belief, and you're getting owned by whoever's on the other side.
I think they don't. If I try to imagine myself in that team, it feels like they don't have enough like playmakers outside of Stare. Like I don't like Magisk is going to be a passive late round guy. Device has always been like a passive fundamental opera. Yabi's not going to be making any crazy moves. Like I don't know who you go to after Stare. I think that's probably the general feeling
people
they have.
are saying they should go international.
I think they should have just gone for some young, risky fucking hotshot player instead
It's
of
not that
Magisk.
there aren't Danish players. There's lots of Danish players. I think this would have been the perfect time to go for somebody more temporary than a Magisk, right?
Yeah.
Because if you took a risk on somebody now and you knew Stan was going to come back next year anyway, you prefer to try something on that's new as opposed to doing something that's a stopgap. But the idea of what's out there and what's available and how much they have to pay or do they have to buy them out from a roster, all those things have to come into consideration too.
Sure.
And I'm not going to act like I'm such an expert on the Danish scene that I know who they should have picked or where they were or what team. This is what they've got now. It's just a shame that if the vibe that Yanko's picking up is that is based in truth, that it is a team that's like, well, there is also the angle that, okay, they qualified for the major. The major's still about 2 months away. They're not feeling, fired up, but you should be. You should be wanting to win, right? You're a
And we heard
competitor.
it from Hooksy. He didn't care about, we got a major spot. He's like, I didn't even think about that. Like, that's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the goals that I have for
That's why
this
we love
team
Hooksy.
or for this lineup. And I fucking applaud that. That's what the attitude should be for that lineup. But it just seems like really rotten at the moment. And I don't think it's going to change until the major. I don't think it's going to suddenly like
I don't think that'll be an
become
uptick.
good.
Okay.
Environment in Aurora seems pretty garbage as well right now.
Well, they've always been quite tilty, right? They've always been
This
a team
seems
that...
more than usual to me.
Well, look, I think that this is their 14th event of the year.
We should call this this timestamp should be body language experts.
We need Tony Robbins or something on here. This is their 14th event, and this is the 3rd time all year they've missed the playoffs. So that's the problem with yesterday that I had is all underdogs won. Right? 3D Max,
Yes.
FaZe,
Yes.
and NaVi.
Yes.
The Mongolz, G2, and Aurora all lost, and they were all favorites. If those 3 teams had won, we would have had 1 to 8 in the world rankings for the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah. So kind of a little bit scuffed there. But regardless, you can't fault the teams. They beat teams that they were not pegged to beat. So yeah, look, it's tough with Aurora. Obviously, there was the whole moment where Magic kind of brain faded and walked through the smoke in that 1v2, right, with no time left on the clock, and that's definitely going to sour the mood. But like Ricardio made a tweet after the game, like it didn't come from a place of negativity or anything. it's a shame when Zantares, who's 30 years old, is still putting up numbers like he is, and they can't quite get it together. But I don't know.
But wouldn't you? I don't know. Like Zantares in that series, I didn't cast the third map, so maybe a little bit different. But I didn't really notice him at all on the first map. He had that incredible second map.
Well, they lose 13-9 on the first map, right? Of Mirage or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it started good.
He was okay on. I think
Trainee was great.
Trainee was great. The third map, I don't really know what he did, but I don't recall anything crazy out of him. And that's like always my biggest problem. Like I'd rather have that performance on Train like spread across 3 maps.
Sure,
than
yeah.
one
That's
just
what I'm
blow
looking
up,
up
you
now
know?
because I know that for the series, for example, he's second behind Jota, but Train is like 21 out of the 51 kills, right? Yeah. So
Okay.
it was 30 kills on Mirage and Dust 2 combined, the 2 maps that they lost, and he ended up Dust with 14, 19, 83 ADR plus 3 round swing, 114 rating.
I mean, but
And he had that huge pistol round on T side, brought him back in a 4v5, obviously massive, but I don't know.
Is it on him, though, to be the star
No,
of the
I
show still?
I mean, listen, the problem for me is you look at the last 3 or 4 rounds of that game on Dust 2, they fucking choked again. They choked again. Like they had that round where they wanted to do an upper B execute. Okay, they got blocked. That happens. And then they repositioned. They threw Molly short, signaling that they want to take Cat. And then they wanted to do a B split. They threw the 2 CT smokes or crisscross smokes, one of the 2. And then they ate a nade from Rain. And all of a sudden they canceled the B split. And now they're just running up Cat and running out short. Right? With like one, like hodgepodge. It's not even an execute. It's just
Sure.
like, we're going out A, guys. Oh, shit, I'll flash behind you guys. I'll molly this or whatever. And Broky's there with the op. And Rain is coming back from slope, right? And it's easy pickings for FaZe Clan, right? It's not a coordinated sort of ending of a round that it should have been,
Sure.
right? Like this organized aspect of it was brought on it by themselves. It wasn't FaZe doing something crazy where they're like, pushing them here and they have a guy flanking them. No, it was just a 2-1-2 defense, just reacting with some counter utility and stuff. And that's the shit where you're like, God damn it, man, is this ever going to be? And we're in a studio in a 2-2 game in the Swiss stage. We're not in Cologne in the 15,000 people screaming and shouting, right? Like, where's the poise in that moment? And it doesn't seem like these 5 guys doesn't seem like they can get to
This
that
is
point,
this is where I have the conversation with teams like this. It's going to be like the breakthrough confidence win. But I thought that this could be another one of those to help take them there, because you look at the series, they're going up against FaZe, who have Rain standing in because of the whole situation, and I'm sure we'll get to in a minute. FaZe at this event so far haven't played Mirage, so you have to kind of think, okay, what's their Mirage setup going to look like? You can piece it together, you can work it out. Frozen's going to play short, Twist's going to play connector, Broke's going to be window, Rain's going to go A, Karen's going to go B. All right, easy, we've done that. But it's going to be the playbook that they were running, but now Twist is in. Rain is still more familiar with the way Carrigan's been calling recently than Twist is, right?
Actually, we talked to him last night.
Yeah.
Just a quick aside, we stopped at the bar and had a quick beer. And he said
Jason had an old fashioned.
I had an old fashioned. When he left the team, he was like, I knew everything. And when I came back, and it wasn't that long later, like everything had changed.
Really?
He was like, Twist came back in, and like everything has just kind of changed
The
around.
terminology and how they call stuff.
Really?
He was like, I used to just have everything in my head, and he's like, this event, when I've been here, I'm constantly looking at the papers in between.
he never
rounds.
used to look at the
When he
papers.
dies,
Now
he's
he's just
staring at
like-
the round, like the papers, just looking shit up.
What the
Which
fuck?
is
was gonna say-
the crazy that it changed that fast.
But the thing about Mirage is, again, it's their T side that failed Aurora, right?
Sure.
And yeah, you might not know who holds whatever. You'll figure that out. The problem is on T side they called really all in sort of calls, right? Where their first gun round they're using all 5 smokes to fake. They use
That's
3
right. I
sm-
was listening to the cast then.
Right,
Yeah,
they use
you're
3
like, that's their
smokes at the
last 2
start,
smokes.
and then they
Yeah.
use the last 2 smokes and they go
It was
away.
pretty
And
early, too.
And if a guy is sight, sure, you trade him or you get the entry on him, and then
But
you're
if he's
fine.
not,
But
yeah.
if you're not, you don't have a smoke for top con or for bench. You don't have a molly for jungle.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting with 7 different angles instead of 3 different angles. FaZe was playing for mid. They were all there and they won the fights, right? Then after that, some gun round, they're doing all right, we're going to swing Zantares ramp, and then Voxy's going to hold the line with the op, 2 apps, and Vacadia is going to go straight connector, try to sneak connector smoke. And I don't know if they didn't expect Brokey to have an op or B ticket, but he kills Antares. There's almost no pressure being applied there. Vacadia is all inning. That's the call. He can't necessarily, abort it, or it wasn't aborted. He dies, and now you're 3v5. And they know exactly what you're doing, right?
So-
Like, there's no slower default, like letting the round develop and seeing if they might try to do something aggressive, and you can punish them, or at least get more information before you call a finisher and call an ending to the round. It's just like, nah, it's from freeze time. You know what you're doing and how the round is gonna end and where you're gonna go. And sometimes that works out, but sometimes if you're just wrong, especially against a team like FaZe with good individual players, like you get wrecked.
Yeah.
I was just saying, it'd be interesting to hear from them what they think the issue is, right? Because obviously they haven't had the breakthrough in the big matches, right? They just haven't. They haven't had the breakthrough in the big matches, which could unlock the required confidence. Because like tilting's one thing, but being like chokers is another thing.
I think it's comms, man. I think their comms just shut down at a certain point. Like I felt like.
Or they start screaming too much.
Well, I mean, even just in certain like mid-round situations, I feel like I was just watching communication break down, like not coordinated in any plays. There was one round they were like trying to split the B bomb site, and the B players sped up in the halls to actually attack into the bomb site while Woxic was at the back of catwalk, and like he got killed. And, like, there was no pressure to come catwalk. It was just like half the attack just went and half the attack hung back.
Woxic and Xantares are mid. They're doing a B split allegedly, right? Well, Xantares is mid on like the ramp, halfway between
So
the
he can't
boxes
help
and
the B
connector,
split, yeah.
and Woxic is closer to the top mid boxes than he is to rail. Right, and the B side is going B.
Like they're hitting it.
It's like,
So they're
what are we doing?
completely disjointed.
What are we doing?
There was
here,
one round
right?
I watched that was really like hard to watch. Was the round where Carrigan got up cat and kills Magic.
You guys still want us to? Do you want us to keep talking about Aurora? Do you? Do you?
It's like they threw a really bad A.
Careful what you wish for.
They threw a really
Great skid, by the
bad
way.
A fake, right?
Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
You're right.
now.
They threw a bad A fake
I swear.
phase, right? With Tech Nines. Throw a bad A fake. And then they're like, yeah, someone, whoever was throwing the fake goes, yeah, guys, I think they know, like, that it was a fake. Carrigan somehow sneaks up Cat, like, because they actually did rotate. Like, at least they looked away.
Yeah.
Wakati was in vent, so then he starts looking at window.
And Major turned around to look B.
Because I guess Xantares is now looking towards A. Major then was watching Cat, but then they throw utility B. So Major turns away from Cat and looks at B. Carrigan comes up Cat behind, noisily. Wakadia is in a position looking through the vent, so he can't stop Carrigan from running behind and killing Major.
That's another miscommunication that I saw. Yeah.
It's like, oh, and it was such a weak fake as well. It wasn't
know.
anything crazy.
Honestly, I'll give him like that one. Not to the fake how much it impacted, but that was really like
It was
half
nice.
a second.
Sure,
Like the
yeah,
timing
yeah,
for
yeah.
Carrigan was crazy because Vacadia did start shooting at him.
Yes.
like
As
he
he
just
jumped across.
Kept going.
he just like passed his screen, so he just sort of nailed it in that sense. But man, I mean, remember the Mongolz game from Bounty? They were 12-1 up on Mirage,
Yeah,
and
that's
they
right.
lost in overtime.
Yeah.
There's too many of these, and then you think EWC they
Make
beat
to the
Falcons,
final.
have a close series, they edge them out in a close series, go to the final. I mean, okay, they get 3-0'd, but whatever. Maybe it was the Mongolz. Techno had a live tournament. You know, shit happens, but you're thinking maybe that's them turning the corner. No,
Nope.
just regressing again. You know, and I know it's hard out there. There's not much talent, right? Like, there's not. I'm not saying there's a clear. Oh, they should make this guy for that guy change, because when it comes to choking and communications breakdown, you can't necessarily tell that from the outside who's the biggest problem there, right? And who's the root cause for it. But I don't know. I don't think they'll make a change before the end of the year. But
Well, they can still turn it around.
Unless something turns around. Like at the end of the year, you have to change something. You can't keep doing.
Well, they've been in the same position all year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
Don't have to
the
change
arrival of
anything.
Jota got them a little bit better, and they were making playoffs all the time. And okay, now that's the standard, so to speak. Now you need to figure out how do you get to the next level.
yeah, I think Jota and Wakati are really good.
I do too.
So it's a shame that they're not finding the breakthroughs that they need.
And in some level, it's just kind of like, I don't know why Aurora struck. Like, they have all the pieces
that's
you
the
need.
thing.
2 really good role players, fucking really good strong opera, really good
Well,
strong entry fragger.
Another problem is they don't have a signature map anymore.
Yes,
Right.
that does hurt them.
Like
the
they're
map ball.
trying different things. They pick Train,
Dust
they pick
2,
Inferno,
Mirage,
Dust 2, right? And it's up and down. Sometimes it's looking great and it works out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. I think they have to be a team that's really strong on overpass and Train. I think they have to have those maps that teams are
less proficient on.
the teams prefer to avoid
Yeah.
if possible. They need to be able to pick them, just like they did with Anubis and Vertigo before.
Yeah.
Right? Because if their go-to is like, yeah, we're going to play Inferno, Mirage, Dust 2. Well, Mirage probably not, but Inferno, Dust 2. Okay, put Train in there. There's a lot of good Train teams out there.
There is now. Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of teams.
Vitality
Or
is
used
a
to
great
be.
Train team. Mouz is a good Train team.
Furia,
Falcons are a
G2 pretty decent.
decent Train team, right? Like, so that's not somewhere where you have a clear and obvious edge
Yeah.
over some of these other
They were
teams.
good at train early. Maybe they can bring it back. I remember they were really good when
They
like
were early adopters.
yeah, like the early CT aggression of like pushing team mid. They were really strong in that time.
And
I think
Vicadia just playing Olaf every time and wrecking people somehow.
Now he's put on B. Because Joda started on B when they first played it, and then he got like exploited in a pressure game, and then they moved him, I think, if I remember rightly. But we only started negative, boys. Can we like maybe move to positive? Did FaZe make the right decision? Should they have used Jacob and not Twists?
Okay. In that sense, did they make the right decision?
Just curious, because I think obviously they had to use Rain.
Well, I think they did because I think this should be their roster moving forward. So I
here we
obviously
go.
think they made the right decision.
Surely you just mean for the end of the year.
At the very least, yeah.
But
Because
okay.
I would write it out until the end of the year, and then depending on how things go, I'd see, right? I understand, and I said this to Rain last night. Like, I get it. You know, he said FaZe, they wanted to make the team younger. I get that, right? In the long term, that's what you want, right? But the ultimate goal of any team is to win,
Yeah.
right? And I don't think anyone on this like lineup now with Rain on it is washed. I don't think anyone is washed. I think Rain can be a part of a team that can win the major, right? Or whatever.
Jason disagrees.
I think Carrigan can lead a team to a major win too, but it has to be under certain circumstances and in a certain sort of environment. And I think in this particular FaZe Clan roster, they might be able to achieve that. Maybe not. That's why I would give them until the end of the year to see if they have that magic or not.
Well, Yanko, they've gotten to the end of the week, so
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm cheering for FaZe to lift the trophy somehow.
It'd be sweet if they did.
It's not going to happen, but it would be crazy. But like that's the way I'm thinking about it because, you know, and I think the reason for it is, yeah, okay, Jacob has great aim, man. Sure, it's the least important part of being a pro player. Or not a pro player, but like a member of a championship team sort of a thing, right? Everyone has fucking good aim at that point. It's not your aim that's going to separate you that much from other players. You have great aim. Okay, we're going to out-aim Donk. Is that the plan?
could be.
I could do it.
You know, like that's what I'm talking about. So I guess
You done?
that was the...
Yeah, I know. I was just confused. I didn't know
Yeah.
how that really happened.
So that's what bothers me about it, really.
I'm with you. I think Rain should have at least been finishing out the major with them. I think that part kind
I
of
just
sucks.
think for a respect factor.
Yeah. Just for actual respect to the guy who's been in the org for 10
There's
years.
not many players I would say that about, but in this case.
Let him finish out in the last major cycle. Find a way to get him through it. That's my mind. But I think, if you take that part of the equation out of it, I think it is the right call long term for FaZe. In terms of bringing Jacob in and letting Rain go. I don't necessarily think that they have any players that are washed, like you said, but I think they have too many. I think Rain and Kerrigan together is like you have two like experienced kind of role guys within the team. You know, like you have two guys that you're expecting to bring more intangibles than what they necessarily deliver inside the server. And I think that's too many for FaZe.
Well, yeah, unless you have Donk on your team. And then
They don't have Donk on the
No,
team.
they don't.
in
They
this
don't.
hypothetical.
Donk's
They
only
have
on one
Jacob,
team.
so they'll be fine.
I look, for me, the whole excitement of the debacle is the most interesting part of all of this, right? Because I love the fact that Rain's getting one last hurrah. I don't like the fact that he couldn't get here on time and they had to forfeit the first game.
I think he was
that's a
hungover as
bummer.
fuck.
Well, yeah, hey, it is what it is. So they forfeit their first game. Obviously, they weren't VRS eligible for those people playing at home who maybe didn't catch the news because the roster they're invited with had Elige, Simple, Rain on the team, as well as Frozen and Carrigan. So you need 3 out of the 5. By getting rid of Rain and bringing in Twist, they didn't have 3 out of the 5. There you go. Everyone's up to speed. So I think that itself was kind of... It was unusual to see, right? I think people are going to be more diligent about that in the future now. I think it's something that fell through the cracks on probably both sides of the table. It's something that needed to be considered from ESO as well as FaZe.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Graham put it the best, right? He had a tweet out there who said...
Graham's been putting a lot of things the best
It's
recently.
FaZe's responsibility. Like, it's your responsibility to show up with a team that's eligible to play.
Yeah.
Right? Could ESL have prevented that and saved the day with sort of
Saying, hey,
picking
look,
it
stop,
up and
guys.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
guys, actually, you won't be eligible to play with these 5 guys. Absolutely. Someone should have picked that up and said it because it's also in FaZe's in ESL's interest for them to have their lineup and to play. It was FaZe G2, the opening game. Like, that's a big game for the viewers and everything like that, right? So, but it's ultimately doesn't fall with them. It's kind of crazy that it happened that way. But the ultimate responsibility is on the team.
No, I agree. Sure. I think it's just one of these circumstances where this is just the VRS striking again. And again, you know, people should be on the lookout for these things. They should be more knowledgeable about these things, understanding how they're going to function. At the end of the day, it's not like this was an event that was make or break for like major qualification. Like if something happened with that impacted it, then okay, then yeah, sure. Like so the way that it happened, this I think in a way has turned out to be a good thing. Right, because it's kind of added the buzz back around FaZe. Oh, Rain's back with the boys. Twister Series playing well. Carrigan's having some pop-off maps. It's kind of like, it's a nice send-off because him getting replaced felt abrupt because we didn't know, even though he knew since London. We didn't know. So it felt abrupt and it was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And now he's here and he's with the boys again and now they have a fucking tough side of the bracket. I'm not sure how far they're going to be able to go.
That's sort of disappointing. Yeah. I wish they were just... Spirit, then Vitality potential. It's like, come on.
That's what makes me excited. You want to talk about the chaos of the situation. I want FaZe to win just because I want to see what happens after the event when you go into the major. Like, if this lineup wins you ESL Pro League.
Doesn't matter.
I know, but
you're not putting the genie back in the bottle.
It's such a crazy thing to have to deal with.
You can't, because even for an org like FaZe, that would be way too clowny. Like,
I don't know.
For you to go back on a roster change,
I
like,
just
can't. What's the message you're sending out there?
If I was in there, I'd just fucking do it. Like, I don't care. Give me the major win.
Yeah, because that's guaranteed.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, at least go for it. Like, what's the best chance of them winning a major?
Well, yeah,
with Rain in the lineup.
Yanko agreed with that. So that's what he was pointing out there. But I don't know. Like, I just think this feels like a nice way to close the chapter. Right? They had some fun games. You know, there's a bit more of that, which is nice to see. I think something else that has been a FaZe highlight for me this event was how Carrigan played his part in the skit. That was so good. Yeah, he did. I think that's one of the best performances. If we bring back the Oscars, I'm going to be nominating him for one of the best performances.
Definitely deserves to be nominated. Yeah.
He played the role so well.
Best leading actor,
which was playing himself, sure, but you know, to nail all the lines that he had and everything like that, I think he absolutely killed it. That skit was gret. The skits have been fucking flying off the shelves recently.
Yeah, they've done a good number of them in this event. I still have 2 more coming.
There's some smallerish ones as well.
Have a lot of skits.
At least 4,
yeah.
I think. I know that there's some final bits that need to get filmed, which have been a bit of an issue because some people have been sick and unwell and stuff. So hopefully they come to their conclusion. I want to say this to people at home. Inglorious Zoomers. I feel like it's an underappreciated skit that's been put out there, and I would encourage all of you to go get the viewership figures up on that because Inglorious Zoomers, it's being slept on. It hasn't done numbers, and I think it deserved to do numbers.
Yeah, I would agree with you. However, as it's hard to sit through all the fucking Zoomer speak.
It's only 7 minutes.
Not for Zoomers.
I was enthralled by it.
No, apparently it is. It's not doing the numbers.
No, I think it's the attention span. 7 minutes is too long. 3 minutes max.
I was engaged. I was enthralled. I think Hugo did a great job with the role. You know.
I liked how they made this hat like into the.
Yeah.
They did the whole front bill thing.
Yeah,
who would have thought Hugo makes a great SS officer?
Not me.
Oh.
No. Yikes.
I'm with Jason.
Hugo, I love you.
That's Jason O'Toole.
Hugo, you're okay.
One other thing that I asked Rain about last night, just because I was curious, I asked him about Elige in the team as well, because I was just kind of curious. I was like, when Elige was there, did like you have to deal with like?
This is going to be the timidest, most fucking lukewarm milk fucking take because he's saying it with the microphones on. Yeah. Guys, later when this shit ain't recording, Jason's gonna spill the real beans. Don't you worry about that. Watch this fucking milk toast shit. Okay, Jason, what did he say about fucking Elige?
I asked him if he'd had to deal with any of like the tilt factor, any of like the mentality issues, and he said no, not really. He was like, obviously we saw some of it, but nothing crazy. That wasn't any of the reason. The biggest thing was it was exactly what John said. It was just when he came in, he was expecting to build a little bit of a system and have like his little tech tree kind of fleshed out with Carrigan and. He was like, and Chaos doesn't play like, FaZe doesn't play like that. We like the chaos. We like the craziness. So like there was, I think, a misunderstanding or miscommunication on the level of which they would start transitioning into more of a system-based T side, and Elige just didn't.
A lot of misunderstanding on that topic.
Yeah.
Wow, you had a different conversation apparently, Yanko.
No, I was thinking about something completely different, but it was just an offhand comment, a remark. Just
it means nothing.
A joke,
yeah. No, Jason is only delivering the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So
I really am. Chad's made it sound like I'm trying to keep things from you. I'm not. That was actually everything he said.
It just happens on its own.
Yeah.
Trying to do it.
Yeah, it was the old fashions. Okay, well, what do you take from that conversation, Jason? I know you're filling people in, you're giving them the inside information, but what is the conclusion based off that information?
I mean, there's no real conclusion except for I think a lot of people pointed that out like really early on when the move happened, which is like it's kind of cool. We see why there's some promise to it and see why you'd want to go this route, but there's this clear glaring issue of the fact that FaZe and Kerrigan are the ultra default improv team and Elige is the ultra system player.
It'll be cool.
Like
to
that
see,
conflict was apparent right out of the gate.
It'll be interesting to see how Liquid looks like come major time.
Sure.
Right? Once he has time to practice with them and Flashy, coming from Blade's school of, well, I don't want to say it that way, but the last stop was with Blade in
I think
NaVi.
Blade's school of thought would be a fair framing because, you know, that's what his influence was.
Yeah, so will Elige, in theory, he should thrive in that sort of a system. And once all of Liquid has an opportunity to just play and practice, you know, what's their ceiling, basically?
I've said this before. I think they'll be better than FaZe at the major. I think Exertion had a cool thing to say on the desk. I think you were there.
Oh,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah. He said everyone's shit at the moment.
Well, there was that.
Oh.
There
People
was
say that all the time.
But because like, and here's a good like if you viewers are paying attention out there and you never quite figured out or wrapped your head around why Exertion left mouz back in the day. This was like a really good hint.
You mean
He
Shuey?
dropped, or yeah, Shuey left mouz like back in the day. This was like a nice little Easter egg. Was Exertion on the couch basically saying, I think a lot of it's going to come down to Shuhei and how much he wants to sacrifice for his star players, how much he wants to give up over to Elige. As the IGL, like you kind of have to do that. So for me, that's like a good indication of pointing over towards mouz of some of the conflicts that Shuhei had trying to get comfortable and trying to make the team operated how he wanted it.
Yeah, well, my understanding of that whole situation was that the team, like, they have Exertion playing map control positions, which you can have some teams with the in-game leaders doing, right? Because they're going to be the ones calling off the rounds based off the space that they're taking. And Exertion in those spots does a great job. So I think mouz decided to stick with him, and I'm sure Chewy wanted to be involved in a bit more of those because
That's
as
the
an
kind of player he is.
yeah,
as an
and you
IGL.
want to get stuck in to make them oh, this is the information, boys, do this now, right? Like that's what you're hoping to do. So I guess that was where the impasse was for mouz at the start of the year. I think that is the balance is more about like the Nerds conversation because Elige, there's no balance. You have Elige, you use Elige for Elige. So it's does Elige get all the spots he wants, which is probably the case. Yeah. Then Shuey gets the secondary map control type position. So you use Ancient, for example, the guy going Heaven, right? Whereas Elige is the guy coming out elbow. Shuey's linking up with him by going Heaven. So I wonder like how that works. And then that means that it's going to put Nerds on an extremity play, right? Which Nerds could be the secondary mid guy, but then they would have to be the A guy, which probably feels more like it would be NaV. Or NaV can be the B. Like, I'm just like spitballing some ideas here. So, but I think Nerds is a guy who was part of ENCE, and when ENCE was successful, ENCE was pace and chaos.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's kind of where, because Nerds, that ENCE lineup had Diha, Madden, and Snappy, who all like to get stuck in. Madden and Snappy all in plays. Diha a little bit more of like a chaotic, aggressive lurker, and Nerds was able to just kind of mop up the pieces. So it probably puts him into something more natural, close to that, I would imagine.
Do you think?
I think so.
You mean position-wise?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I never looked at Nerds as like a hard entry player. And I think that's
No, I
what
didn't
like
either.
Liquid, when they picked him up, tried to use him as. And Twist is also not a hard entry player. So it was like, okay, so this balance was already skewed. So, yeah. But next event we see Liquid will be...
Where are they playing?
no, I did. Go to Twitter. I've got it all here on Twitter. If you go to that's
it's better than HLTV.
SPUNJ. That's the guy right there. Look at that handsome fella. I need a haircut.
He's all right.
No, some guy
Click back.
accidentally
Tweet.
tagged someone on Discord like SPUNJ instead of you and asked the question and asked us anything. Come back.
So
John.
Liquid's at CAC and then at Bucharest.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that little graphic
That's
I
not
made.
bad. It's pretty good,
Look
Chad.
at all the time I
You've-
spent there on Google
you've
Slides
done
coming
really
up
well.
with that.
I know. I like that you've done this.
Yeah, so...
This is like what Pimp used to do, except you didn't make them emojis. You made them into an actual graphic.
Pimp also stole the emoji thing from me. If you go back in my tweets, I was doing the tweets with emojis before Pimp was.
Oh, you were fucking early adopter.
But that's
of the
fine, you know.
emojis.
People can do...
He also stole weight loss from you. You were way skinny
It's true.
before he was.
Yeah, I've gone the other way now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
You're
fucking
bulking
real
up.
fat.
Just
Just
real
trying to get
fucking
as
huge.
heavy as humanly
Put
possible.
some mass in there. Yeah, go
Cassaz
against the
told me to
trends.
put some weight on, so I did it.
Do it the Cassaz way. Just take some steroids.
I think I'll stay away from the needles. I think
that's a good
no,
call.
actually, I probably should get my T levels checked. Maybe I do need like
Do
to
you
be
guys all
topped
want to
up.
get our T levels checked together
We should do.
at the same time?
Could be like a men's health episode of Talking Counter.
Yeah, we'll save it for November.
November. Yeah.
We're almost there.
We're
We're not
almost
far
there.
away.
Really
What about?
close.
I don't think we're really at any events together though.
Never again. Yeah. Until next year.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Probably.
This is
Well,
the last
you're in-
live. Oh, that's so sad.
You're at
We
Thunder
just-
Pick,
Yeah.
so we can do something there.
You and me, yeah.
Yeah, and we can do it at my house.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have
potentially.
to. You don't have to.
No, it's because it's far away from where we're actually at, and I have the family coming.
Oh,
over.
okay, all right. Then after
I will
Thunder
figure it
Pick,
out.
you're going to go do
I do Bucharest.
Bucharest. You doing Bucharest?
Yes. No,
Okay.
You're not.
We can
I'm
do
not
it
doing
now.
Bucharest. No, I am, but remote.
Yeah.
And then
Cheng-
Chengdu, I'm in Chengdu,
And I'm here.
and you're in Stockholm, and you're
I'm
not there.
Home, motherfuckers.
And then after
chilling.
Chengdu, it's Rivals, which
None of us.
none of us
None
will
of
be
us are
doing.
doing.
None of us are doing.
And then it's the major.
And then
There's the major, which, well, I'm not doing, supposedly, but
Oh dear.
Oh. Probably.
Dear. Oh, this is. It's really selfish.
Is this a dinner conversation?
no, I don't care. It's fine.
I
I'm
just
used
never
to
know
it.
what to say to that. You know, I'm like,
I'm used to it. But
You-
it's like, I don't know. It's like people got reached out today. I didn't get anything. So maybe they're just late, maybe not. But in whichever case, it's just another day in the office.
we'll find out.
That's why I took all this extra work, sort of expecting it.
It's expecting not
Right.
to get it.
And then it's nice. It's the end of the year, so you just get a longer break. So
Yeah.
it's fine. It's a blessing in disguise.
I really need them to move the award show.
The HLTV one.
It's
Why?
too early in the year.
Yeah.
But it
Because
has to be then, no?
yeah, well then maybe I need to start satelliting in or something because like this time I can only go back to Australia for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's rough.
I want to go for longer.
I would too.
Then do it.
Yeah, go for longer. You have to go to HLTV.
No, I've already said I'll go.
Well, then yeah.
Yeah, but I feel bad
I got. Well, why?
because
Did you go
they-
back straight?
Yeah, I did.
Do it again.
What am I made of money? Actually, I am. Yeah, that guys.
Make them pay for it again. They'll pay for it.
I don't,
They can't do it without you anyway.
I don't know.
Listen, they got that skin club money now, so you know they get money like everyone
Don't
else.
do free plugs on the show,
Like
Yanko.
everyone else, man. Unregulated skin gambling.
Yeah, here we go.
HLTV can
He's
take
riled
it.
up.
Vitality can take it. Fucking top players can take it. Half of talent can take it, and then lower their rates with TOs because they
Now
don't need
we're
as much
cooking.
and undercutting each
Talk
other.
and counter exclusive.
So
Get in there.
You know, and no one's fucking annoyed by that whatsoever. No one cares about it. Like everyone's fine with that. With people who, you know, are most susceptible to developing fucking addictions and everything. It's like, yeah, let's bombard them on it from all fucking sides.
I'm laughing not because it's funny, just because there's nothing that we can.
I'm just laughing because I'm gonna
I don't know,
sneak Yanko's
man.
daughter his phone with Skin Club on it. See what happens.
I don't know, man. I feel like the biggest organizations in the space can not accept their money to sponsor them. I think that's the bare minimum sort of that you can do. You
It's
cannot take their money.
well, we
and-
could. Why
and
don't
make
we
it
take their
bigger.
money, Yanko? Why don't we join the
I'll
party?
never take their money.
What if Shad and I take their money?
Do it. On some other thing that you guys do, feel free.
No.
Start writing articles as well.
There are some double standards out there.
Yeah,
there
it's
are
weird.
people who will get put under, not put under the spotlight, put in the crosshairs. I think it'd be for doing certain things, and there's people who can do those same or similar things and not get put in the crosshair. We fall into those who
The
will get put in the
crosshairs,
crosshairs,
Yeah.
which is a great double standard for our colleagues to uphold against us. But it is very very nice of them to do that.
Fucking
So
stupid ass industry, man. Just fucking stupid.
it's fine, you know. We're getting on with it.
It's part of the fun of the industry.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like the walking around a ever-changing landscape where you never know what you'll be in the crosshairs
I always
for
wanted
next.
to be a cowboy, and this feels like the Wild West. You know, that's the vibe I'm getting these days.
Oh dear, you know, there needs to
I
be
don't know.
more.
Yeah, we're the ones getting branded. I get it.
Yeah. No, it's fine though. It's okay. We got lots of things, you know. It's because we work on ESL products, so we're
Yes.
immediately the bad guys.
Yes.
That's the way it goes. How do you want to get out of this
Yeah,
one, Jason?
Jason.
Get your
Segue.
shovel out right now, Jason.
So the Mongolz haven't been practicing recently.
No, but that is a real concern. Just like Yanko's concern, also a real concern.
Also a real one, yes.
This sidebar.
I'll talk to them. Like they're gonna come. They're boot camp. They're boot camping right now because they
Well, yeah, they
have
have Thunder
Thunder
Pick,
Pick.
yeah.
So they
Have you
cannot-
thought about giving them like a deal since you know they're not practicing?
No,
Give them
we
like a
like you
10%.
that's what I was about to say. No, that's what I was about to say. I mean, we have this sort of things we discuss with teams where it's like, for if you're gonna come a certain amount of days in a year, we can come up with a not just a deal, but more of a payment structure where you can pay across the whole year, like monthly instead of for the actual stays, like whatever suits the teams best. Because if that's like what's the problem for them, you know.
You wouldn't
I
think
would
money's holding them back.
I can't imagine it would be.
I know, but
Tekno's been to
maybe
like 4
it's
majors.
Organizing
yeah,
it
he's
or-
paying
He's
for it out
got-
of his own pocket.
No, I'm just saying, like, they got money over there. Somebody does.
But I mean, it's two sides. They can't always be
Away.
away,
Yes.
you know, tournaments and boot camps. Like, you need to have a life.
Jason, bring back up that graphic because this will work nicely.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So anyway, that's at SPUNJ.
But yeah, I was thinking, like, if that's the case, you know, good.
Yeah. All right, we're the Mongolz.
Okay,
now.
so they have Thunder Pick. They're not doing Bucharest, but they're doing Chengdu. So they will probably go home
You'd
after
imagine
Thunder
so,
Pick,
yeah.
right? And then they will probably not practice for Chengdu.
I can't imagine they would.
Because why would you fly to Europe to then have to fly back to China? You'll stay in Mongolia,
Yeah.
right? So then I would imagine they will.
That's a pre-major boot camp after Chengdu.
But this is the thing: they're in the invite range for Rivals based off of where they were in the VRS ranking, or they would get the #1 Asian slot anyway. Rivals have, as per this graphic, Rivals has not announced their teams, and if you go to HLTV, it'll just have the presumed 4.
Okay.
Right, but we don't know who the next 4 will be because we don't know how Blast are going to go about inviting those teams. So then after Rivals, it's the major.
Surely you would just turn down Rivals if you're...
Why? No, but it's not like they don't play until stage 3. So if
Oh,
they went
okay,
and
the
played,
major,
if
yeah,
they
yeah,
went and
right,
played
right.
Rivals,
They
they
still
would
got
still
2
have like
weeks, 3
2.5 weeks
Yeah.
until stage 3. So they could play Rivals, then they could have a break at home, then they could spend a week to 2 weeks boot camping, and then they could still just play the major for the end of the year.
Okay.
I imagine it's going to ramp up. That's
Yeah.
what I think it is, right? And I've heard Yanko's critique about this several times, and it's not that I don't agree with it. It's just that I try to present the opposite side of this. That there's probably they can go to Serbia to boot camp and not waste Schengen days. That's fair. I think that is reasonable. The other side of that is they're young kids who probably do want to go home a bit, and the other side of it is maybe these events, and I'm completely okay with what I'm about to say, aren't that important to them.
Yeah.
Like Cologne, they should have practiced for. I agree with that one wholeheartedly. Cologne, you should fucking
that
practice
one's
for,
fucking egregious,
right?
yeah.
But EPL in the middle of the season, when you're already qualified for stage 3 of the major, maybe not that important for you,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well, and also it's like this is an organization that has to manage and prioritize the health, physical and emotional, the gameplay,
young
the
men.
level of 7 young men. So traveling all around the world. So like, I don't know. At some point, I agree with you entirely. Like the not practicing stuff is crazy to an extent, but like in these kind of a busy schedule, if that is what you think is going to be best for those 7 players, let's find out, and we get to critique the decision
Or
based off.
It's crazy that you don't practice before the season. That's crazy, right? Because there's a month, even for them. Okay, I get it. We're all the way into the major grand final, suffering from success, whatever. You had to do like go for a week.
come for a week, yeah.
Come for a week. Keep it light.
Yeah.
No one says you have to be playing 14 hours a day.
Just to get the
Right,
reps in,
but
yeah.
you need to sort of get, because we could be sitting here and talking about them
Cologne champs.
Cologne champs. They lost to fucking NaVi. No one's losing to NaVi these days.
Well,
Right.
they lost to them
Twice.
again, right?
Yeah, I know. But right, and they would have played Spirit, who was apparently kind of weak, whatever.
Yeah.
And then would have had mouz in the final. Like all could have been, whatever the case. I get it that it's tough, but it's also we're talking about a team that's on the rise and that has struggled to break through for a while, and now you win EWC.
You take your foot off the gas,
You
yeah,
want to build
yeah.
on that, right? And I'm not saying it's easy, but there's also harder things to do.
Did they practice
Sure.
going into EWC? Do we know?
I don't know. They didn't practice after it coming into Fissure.
That's what I'm wondering if they.
Well, they were just going from event to event then. They,
Well, I was wondering
they
if
weren't going back home before
But
EWC.
they didn't play Blast Open London. Did they play Bounty?
Yes.
So then they
They
went
lost
Cologne
the
into
final to
Bounty.
Spirit.
Yeah, so they went Cologne into Bounty into EWC.
Yes.
Okay.
So I imagine they didn't go home after Cologne. So they used Cologne as their warm up for Bounty, and then
Into
Bounty as their
EWC.
warm up for
And
EWC.
they won EWC. And then they took time off and went to Fissure. Right? They didn't practice.
Yes.
They skipped London. They played Fissure, lost in the final to Furia.
Yep.
Came straight to here. Well, they had a couple of days in between, like 3 days in between
Yeah.
the two.
And then no, well they were
More than that, I
they
think,
were
'cause
they were stage 2.
They were stage 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
they had a
yeah.
week and
They
a
had
bit.
more.
No, they went home between Fissure and here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they played Dota. I asked Senju. I said, "What were you doing?" I played Dota. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Said-
Modesty
Fair play.
goes, "What?" This is during the show match thing. Modesty goes to him, "Oh, what's your relo?" And then he says it, And then Sensu goes back to him, what's yours? And Mondeses was like 1,000 lower than his. He got like Elo shame fucking.
Mongols is like, I just play CS, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you? You joking?
Oh dear. So look, while this is another one where the recovery gets to start now.
Yeah.
I guess like Thunderpick has Aurora, the Mongolz, Furia, NaVi, and then 4 teams that people have heard of but aren't
not on
or
your list,
shouldn't be. They're not on my list.
Who did you hate
They're
this
not.
time?
They're not on my list because they're not at the major.
That's fair.
They're not teams who are at the major. I'm pretty sure it's like Imperial is one of them. I think it's like OG.
Oh
OG,
my God,
Imperial,
yeah.
9Z, and Venom.
Yeah.
Who you might not have heard of. Oh, you've heard of some of these players. Innocent,
Sobol,
Sobol,
yeah.
Flay,
Bobby Flay.
Fa,
Fa.
Fa,
And Spero, the coach.
Klaku.
Yeah, we've heard of them.
Yeah, we heard of them.
Yeah. But anyway, to the point, there's 4 teams at this event, and there's 4 people who are showing up to kind of see what the event's like.
Just to get out of the house. You know?
Maybe they'll
Enjoy
win again.
Malta.
You never know. If Mongols keep not practicing, anything's possible. But this event for the Mongols, it's like, you could win this event. Why not?
Yeah.
It's no reason.
They won
not
it
to.
last time. They're defending
That's
champs.
true. They are defending champs. Yeah, that was.
And that's what
it was in
propelled
Germany
them.
last time, right?
Yes, that's what propelled them like to be at top 5 VRS because that
True.
event was
Prize
$500,000
money,
first
yeah.
place.
It's still big prize money.
And then
this
they
time
got
too.
all the invites and had the good seed at the start of the year and kept beating teams.
Let's see. Is there any like just small little tidbits of news before we get into playoffs?
Spirit with Tania.
Spirit with.
Well, I guess that is playoffs conversation.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we can get to that.
Not seeing anything. Everything's based around.
Who else didn't make the playoffs? Who should have? G2. What happened? They lost 3 series in a row, 0-2.
Yeah, they did. What did
Really?
happen in their game?
Yeah.
No, they weren't 2-0.
They
were
'cause
2-0.
They had
They
the
were
forfeit
2-0.
They
game.
had the forfeit.
Ah, yeah, and then they beat Furia.
Yeah, which was 2-0, and then they
And
lost
they lost
0-2,
to 3D
0-2,
Max
0-2.
Vitality and Spirit.
3D Max, man. How is it? 3D Max beat G2, FaZe, and NaVi.
Yeah, pretty
How?
legit.
That's a
How?
fucking.
They've been
strong
shooting
run.
hard.
You're gonna have to change your tune pretty soon, man.
It seems like it.
Well, they're playing against Falcons.
Surely not.
Okay, don't have to change it yet.
They can't play. Falcons fucking. But it's the first game of the day.
Yeah.
So,
Ultra
Mondeses won't
fucked
be
now.
allowed to play Face It until late.
No.
That's tonight.
He's going to be forced to go to his room and he can't fall asleep. So he'll be staring at the ceiling just like Jason has been all these days.
All these days.
Why are you going cuckoo?
My room's just. I'm just.
Don't start. All of our rooms are shit.
No. I'm just.
This
I'm,
hotel fucking sucks.
I'm at the.
I hope they hear me.
You come back. He said it.
I've just hit that point of a long trip because I was here a week before you with the family. So I'm just
Yeah.
at that point away from home where I'm just like, okay, 5 days left. Just keep your head down. Get to the light at the end of the tunnel. Just stay strong. But I'm doing that by sitting in my room and doing absolutely fucking nothing. And,
You know,
I've gotten into the bad habits, Chad. I know I have. We've all done it before. I don't know how to break out of it right now.
know-
I'm saying every morning I'm going to get up and go for a walk, go for a run. Today I actually did it. I got shamed for it. Went to
Whoa.
Gomlistan for a lunch. Pissed Yanko off for no reason. Now we're here having a podcast. But yes, I have been a sad
You
little
did piss me off.
hotel goblin for like the past week.
Fuck your walk.
Yeah, but you've been playing more Counter-Strike, so that
I've
should
been
make you
playing a lot of
happy.
Counter-Strike. That's made me happy. That's the only happy part of my day.
But you can do all of it. You
Yeah.
can cast, you can walk, gym,
I know.
and Counter-Strike. You do it all.
Chad, I know. I know I can.
Yeah.
I just haven't been.
Look, mate, I haven't been sleeping properly. I got Yanko next door to me.
What am I doing? Nothing.
I occasionally hear the desk slams when you've been playing Face these last couple of nights.
Yeah,
the
that's
wall,
true.
the wall shakes,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
and actually, it doesn't annoy me. I laugh because I sit there and I go, I'd be doing the same thing if I was with Yanko right now. So like, maybe I hear that, and
We
I
just need to play together, Chad. We need to be playing at the same time. That way we're,
Death slams are in sync.
yeah.
I have
Or there'll be
been,
less of them because there's 2 guys who can communicate.
I've been on a good run
Whoa.
lately, keeping my peace. So I even played with Harry and
Zen
Hugo
master.
last night, but I had Aaron and Justin there as well, and it was all fine. Everything was fine.
Oh, okay. So I had 2 professional players to
yeah.
go with the 2.
Yeah.
Fumbling
No,
buffoons.
but Harry and Hugo can shoot.
Yeah, they
you know. The only Hugo critique is I think he likes to play a little bit fast sometimes. That's it. That's the only Hugo critique I'd give. I think otherwise
Yeah.
he's always very well intentioned.
He's a nice caller to have in a pug game. You
Yeah.
just need to be. One thing I did last night. I thought you were going to say you appreciated me, but thank you. Is I stepped up in the mid rounds on Dust 2 because Hugo's not very familiar with Dust 2. So
Sure.
I stepped up to be like, all right, slow it down. We did Hugo's thing. We got to kill 5-on-4. Chill. Everyone wait.
Yeah, they'll
Take
push.
lower control.
They always push. They always
I
push.
was making sure I had my foot on the brakes.
Someone has
Great
to.
job, Jason.
Especially when you're driving a truck
Appreciate
downhill.
that.
Someone needs to have their foot on the brakes.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, we should have started with this, and I don't know why we didn't, but this is probably one of the biggest topics and near and dear to Jason's heart. How do you feel about the Hassan shock collar situation, Jason?
Oh, the Hassan shot collar.
Have you
situation,
used shock collars on either of your beautiful dogs?
yeah. Yes.
Oh.
We tried it with the first when we were kind of out of, but we hated it. I think as soon as we shocked her once, I was like, oh, I'm never pushing that button ever again. And then we just took it
So
off.
you're
On the
saying
wife,
you're
though.
I mean, that's
Both hands at the same time.
only on date nights, Yanko.
So it's a
There
big
you go.
topic at the moment, Jason. It's dominating the internet.
Yeah, it's huge.
There's been a lot of
I've seen a
debunking
little bit
going
of it.
on.
I haven't looked into it a whole lot.
Where do you fall on the side of this?
I fall on the no shot collar situation. Yeah, I haven't seen the actual.
Now,
video.
Maui Snake made a tweet.
Why?
He said that he
Why?
doesn't believe that Hassan shocked his dog.
Okay, that's great. Go out on that limb. I couldn't possibly fucking care about.
Oh,
Hassan.
okay. I just wanted to,
Couldn't
because
possibly
there are
fucking care about
accusations
Hassan.
that Hassan is using his dog as a prop,
Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
and that's why that he shocked the dog, because it got out of the bed and he was like, "Stay there, motherfucker.
You're a prop.
You're a prop.
yeah.
You're not a dog."
And if it ever comes out that's true, I think we should all be allowed to throw one rock at him.
At
I'm
Hassan?
thinking, yeah, everyone in the world, one rock.
Okay.
Wow, did you say one to stone him?
I did actually kind of go there.
Wow, Jason. I think you should take that back.
Yeah.
I probably, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
no, that was meant in humor. This
No,
is
it was meant in jest.
this
This
is
is
a
a
comedy
comedy
podcast. Yeah, we're comedians.
I think it's good for some dogs, like the big can kill you dogs,
Okay, to stop them from killing you, or to
Yeah.
enrage them so they
or
do.
to kill someone else, like
Okay, I think that was worse than stoning.
You're talking about the dog, not
I'm
about
talking
a
about
person.
the fucking Doberman and like those kinds of dogs.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's fucking. They
Beautiful
can kill
dogs.
you. They can kill
I
you.
think Jason has the most base take. Who the fuck cares about Hassan?
I can't possibly be
You do,
bothered.
Chad. You brought it up.
I can't possibly
It's
be
been
bothered.
dominating the airwaves,
It
Janko.
has been. It's been all
I don't know
over
if
the
you let
socials.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
Not my airwaves.
It's gross. Who cares?
Okay, so back to the Counter-Strike.
Back to the Counter-Strike.
What else did we miss? There's been a lot of stuff that's happened. Inner Circle and Hotu were good. Did we talk about them yet?
Hotu was really good, man. I really enjoyed them. Yeah, we sort of started it by saying you can tell stage 2 teams didn't watch stage 1, but we
Yeah.
went into Astralis talk. And Hotu was really good. I really enjoyed them. They reminded me of the Mongolz because they do basic stuff, simple, nothing
Good-
too
good
fancy.
reactions as well.
But with conviction, fast reactions, don't second guess themselves, nothing like that. And it's refreshing to see in today's Counter-Strike where everyone's trying to be sneaky. Everyone's like trying to outweigh the other team and everything. And you sort of wait yourself out of the round in a way because
Yeah.
you wasted too much time and even in clutches and whatnot. And now you have these guys who are just rolling with it, and they were shooting hard as well. Norbert was making a lot of good plays, creating space and whatnot. So they were great to watch. I'm a bit sad by, their run in terms of the matchups. Like they just got really difficult opposition. They beat
did.
Mongolz in game 1. Then they played Spirit. I think they played NaVi also. Or Fury. No, they played Furia.
Give me a moment. I can look it up for you.
Yeah, I'm buying time for you.
Okay. I was doing a timestamp, so now I'm on HLTV.
Yeah,
Now I
a
got
little
it.
bit of this, a little
A
bit
little
of
bit of
that.
that. Okay, so they.
No, Spirit, Vitality, NaVi. Like, come on, bro.
It's a pretty harsh run.
Like, you have to play Vitality in the 1-1 game. How did it come to that? They're obviously not going to beat Spirit or Vitality. Even NaVi would.
Because Vitality lost to Gentle Mates, like a bunch of
So it was their first game back.
jerks.
It was their first game back after a month. It happens.
Sure.
It happens.
Let's give them that one.
Falcons went 3-0.
Falcons did go 3-0. I
Spirit
like
went 3-0. Spirit actually lost. They lost
Spirit-
Nuke.
They did go 3-0.
They almost lost to Inner Circle
Yeah,
in
they
the first
lost,
game.
They lost
won.
Nuke. Their first half of
If
Nuke
the guy
like
didn't
11-1.
break his fucking mouse, he,
Yeah, they might have actually won.
might have won.
Man, that was so egregious.
It was so stupid.
The video from Kane
Oh my god.
and the tweet from the org, I was just like, what are y'all doing? He broke his mouse in a match.
Yeah.
How are you putting the responsibility
one of-
anywhere else?
One of my favorite bits.
I don't think I've ever actually seen someone
been-
break a mouse during a game.
If we had 10 broadcast days, I spent 8 out of the 10 with Harry, right? Like in the same shift as Harry.
yeah.
And there was a lot of different bits that we had. One of them was great, like the blind F1 driver, Andrea Botticelli, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever. But one of the good ones was, and I didn't know that this was the thing. So Inner Circle's coach is JR,
Yeah.
right? Whoever remembers him from the Vegas squad.
I think I played against him back in the day.
Right?
Yep.
And then Kane is, I guess, above him. He's in charge of the CS division or maybe whatever. Like, he's a level above him. And then Kane is just like, yeah, at Pro League, like, I'm going to stand behind the team. Like, I'm going to be the coach.
Okay.
And it was just,
He's a major winning coach.
Yeah, and we
Hard
just
to
said,
argue with it.
what the fuck are you talking about? Hard to argue with it. Like, he just alpha is like, oh yeah, thank you for coaching the team through all the fucking tier 3 online bullshit, 16-hour days and all of this stuff. Now that you've actually made it to a tier 1 LAN, you can sit at home like, I'm gonna go and be with the team. That's crazy. But then the gag was like a lot of different things like that. It's like, you know, I am JR and Jason is Kane when it comes to the major,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And I'm like doing all these events, and then Jason's like, "Hey, I'll take it from
here,
here,
little
you
guy.
know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Good job at Thunder Pick.
Yeah.
It's major time, baby.
exactly.
So the thing with the mouse break. So last night when I was going through all the settings, I was looking at things that I was going to ask these players today. Because of the broken mouse, I had written down protective case, spares. So every player I saw as they were getting their gear out, I was like, well, that's not in a box. I was like, Zyro, you just have your mouse just floating in your bag? He's like, yep. Okay. Do you have a spare? No. Okay.
That's crazy.
So what if you break your mouse? So I don't think we even got to that conversation. But
Yeah, of course
Bit
not.
was the only one who has a spare mouse.
What a legend Bit is. I knew
can't-
Bit would have it.
I still can't believe
That's
it.
crazy,
Could you
yeah.
imagine, like, there's so many things that could happen.
You should have one piece of everything spare.
Look, I get if with the keyboard, some
little
people might just be
inconvenient to
whatever.
travel with,
But
yeah.
like the mouse
Bro,
for
fucking
sure.
manager should bring it. They have managers, assistant to the assistant manager.
Bro, Falcons has like 12 people here.
Bring everyone's piece of gear. You know, bring everyone's spare piece of gear.
You at the border, you might have a VP situation. They might not let you in. Think you're trying to just come in
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sell
exactly.
stuff. It's like, no, I promise. I have
They
to carry
can pay
the
they can pay the customs on it.
Some of the teams might just have to hire an extra person to be in charge of the gear.
They have Towboys for like professional teams, right?
Yeah,
That's
Cowboys
basically
versus
the equivalent. You need like a little like 15, 16-year-old intern running around with all the extra mice.
Here, sir. Here is your brand new. Throws it on the ground like a tennis player.
Mr. Mondesi, sir,
Yeah.
your jersey.
Yeah, but I thought that was interesting. But yeah, respect to them because they came into an event where they were the biggest underdogs of the whole tournament, both teams, and you know they did a good job. We also had the Lin Vision situation; they couldn't make it, right? So they were replaced, and then we had the VP situation where a couple of their
to the
players
border.
couldn't get through. Yeah, which they even said it was something to do with insurance. Like
Yeah.
they even tweeted that, and they were replaced as well by Ents, right? It was
Yes.
Gentlemates and Ents.
Gentlemates and
right.
Ents
So
were
that
the
was the
last
whole
events.
debacle to start Pro League. And then we had the FaZe debacle for stage 2. What's the debacle going to be tomorrow?
I don't know. I think we had so many debacles though in stage 1, like because there was also the Fragadelphia debacles of teams pulling out once they had enough VRS
Sure.
points as well. So stage 1 was just like a disorganized.
Yeah,
mess
that's true. That
of-
NIP
across the
pulled
scene.
out. But NIP pulled out, but like they were already going to use like
Yeah.
SUSP or
It was something weird.
someone to stand in for
It was-
Snappy.
There
Snappy
were too many
couldn't
details
play.
going on when we were busy.
And Liquid pulled out.
Yeah.
And then
Liquid didn't pull
But-
out of Pro League.
No,
No,
of
Fragadelphia.
Fragadelphia. The whole Fragadelphia like race to the end though was the 4 teams that
Yeah.
was 9
Fnatic, Ecstatic.
and was it OG?
Yes.
And whoever won Fragadelphia out of those 4
Because
teams
Saw
qualified
lost
for the
to
major.
9.
Yeah.
Like if Saw beat 9,
They would have been in, right?
well, there were scenarios in which they needed top 3, but in some top 4 would have been enough.
It's Fnatic 9 OG Ecstatic.
Yeah, so then Fnatic won the whole thing. They qualified for the major.
And they had like they were a long shot a month ago.
Yeah.
Dude, what's his
Or
name? Put out a
something.
tweet of like all the ridiculous things that had to happen in the past
Mischief?
week for Fnatic to make the major, and it is like a mind-blowing list of things
Yeah.
that have to occur. It's like this team had to fail at this moment, this team had to fail at this moment, this team
Find
had to
it,
pull
Jason.
out.
I think that the thing with it is, it was a bit. It's such a tough thing to monitor.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, Fnatic have now qualified to the major. This all just happened in the past 10 days. They needed to win Fragadelphia. Heroic had to have the run that they did at EPL. OG had to go out early at Riga. Gentlemates, XIC, they had to lose.
Gentlemates and the Axie Inner Circle had to lose.
Both, okay. EPL upsets, so Gentlemates couldn't gain more in the 2-0 match. Saw had to lose to 9. VP had to have visa issues and not come to Pro League. Liquid and Nip both had to drop out of Fragadelphia. Like all of these things came together to give them enough chances and influence.
I guess the
points in
last
such
one
a
is
way.
probably because they would have they were less likely to win the event if Liquid and NIP were playing.
Yeah.
But also
Because they weren't in direct contention.
But there could have been more points on offer because of those teams.
For other...
No, like
for
let's say
them.
you beat them.
Ah,
I mean,
okay,
let's not go down that road and try and reverse engineer everything.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like a crazy sequence of
It
events.
is, it is.
But this is the thing. This is the problem I kind of had with that final week. Like, it was exciting because there's so many things going on. There's lots to keep, but there was too many things to keep track of. And I don't think there's a way to simplify it, right? I think it kind of has to be like this chaotic. My biggest problem with it was the fact that it all got crammed into this time period. There's no reason that you can't have smaller lands existing for the entire 6-month period. And guess what? There's more events that you can qualify for that aren't just the major, right? You can be earning VRS points to qualify you to be in invite range to get invited to a smaller event, where, you know, or an event that has a bigger format. Like, for example, a bounty would be a good.
Yeah, but bounty is a shit format for underdogs.
Online best of one.
No, best of 3, but you can only play a good
single
team,
elimination. I mean,
right?
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If it were 32 teams, but you had GSL groups of 4, 8 groups, that would be better for the underdog.
Yeah, but how did Blast have the whole gimmick of, you know, we're going to wager money on games and then no one ever wagers money?
I know.
What a great gimmick.
Yeah.
I know. But it's just what it is, right? Like, it's very rarely do you see an upset happening. So for the underdogs, it's like whatever's.
I derailed us. Should we get back on with this fucking...
We can just talk about playoffs now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Spirits is
I need to
interesting.
fucking eat something.
Yeah, because we got dinner soon, so let's do this. Let's do these playoffs.
Bro, I
and
haven't
then get
eaten
in
a proper meal. I can't remember the
We're
last time I
taking
had
you
a
out,
fucking...
Chad.
Yeah, come
What,
on,
what do you
let's go
mean?
to the steak
Where
place.
are we going?
It's going to the steak place.
KBB.
Bro, I need to eat and soon, man.
Okay.
Take it to the steak place.
How far away is it?
8-minute Uber.
All right. But we're not staying out late. I'm tired. I'm old. I need to
No,
sleep
just gonna
properly.
go eat.
I've got a big day tomorrow. It's going to be a big night. It's going to be a fire dinner.
Big night.
All right. What do we got going
3D Max Falcons, first quarterfinal of ESL Pro League Season 22 quarterfinals.
Honestly, Falcons should be in the final here. Like, they're playing 3D Max in the first game. With
Their bracket is unreasonable.
But Mouz are there. Hold up a second, guys. Why are we
I'll
counting that
tell you.
Mouz?
Yeah, let me finish, right? They're playing 3D Max. 3D Max is going to pick Inferno, and people have been shitting on Falcons as Inferno. I mean, since they switched Kyosuke to B and equal to rotation, it's much better.
Yeah.
And they lost to Mouz convincingly, yes, but a lot of the rounds at the start of the game, they had an advantage. They just fucked it up.
Yes.
So I think they have a chance against 3D Max, even on Inferno.
What do you reckon Falcons pick? I was thinking they maybe go for Ancient.
No. 3D Max is going to pick Inferno.
Yeah. What do you think Falcons pick?
Ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
No, that's fine. But I was talking about Inferno.
Yeah, I know.
And then third map, I don't know, Train maybe, or...
Well, Falcons going to be
probably
high
Train.
seed, so they're going to probably
Train or Nuke.
take Team B, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just on the Falcons point, and then they play mouz or NaVi. They beat NaVi. They beat both of them in this tournament, and they beat mouz most of the times they faced each other. They lost to them once, and that was the seeding game in Dallas when they were both in the playoffs, the last upper bracket game. But they beat them in playoffs of Melbourne, in playoffs of Dallas. They beat them at DWC.
Don't say it, Jason.
Yanko, there's a history of 3D Max just fucking wrecking your boys.
Yeah, but it's a different roster.
That's right. It is.
Dexter was in the team, I'm pretty sure, during that
he
APL, right?
was. And Magisk was there as well.
Right,
Okay.
it's a completely
All right,
different team.
all right, fine.
They got Kyle Saki in there now, and they got Monacy.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's what I think. I think anything outside of the final for Falcons would be a disappointment, considering the bracket.
Well,
Yeah, but you
considering how
have the
Monacy's
highest of
playing also.
expectations. Well, yeah, Monacy's back.
I don't
He's
think
back.
that's a. I think those are I think that's a normal expectation to have for Falcons at the moment.
But this is Mouz's event. They have one event twice a year, and this is it.
But this is their fated event.
And this is the one, right?
Yeah.
I don't see them losing to NaVi either.
Mouz.
Yeah.
I think it's tough too. I think like Wonderful's actually pretty good at this event for NaVi. I just think like Makazi's good. I think it's hard to say he's not good. Emma was having some good moments as well. It's just I think when they get down, they get down. Like NaVi, I think struggle from the tilt. That's what I think when I'm watching NaVi play. I think for Mouz, they were in the mud a bit at the start of the season. Like I'm still not high on them. I'm still kind of treating them as a bit of a nothing burger. But if there's any event that historically this group of players tends to have a pretty good run at, it's fucking Pro League. So I have a hard time thinking that the result against Falcons is a given. Whether or not it should be a given, right, is a different conversation. But there's some of the we're talking like top 5 teams in the world once we get to the Mouz versus the Falcons game, right? So, and also like. You wonder
What you
if they
got?
just go Inferno again.
They do. Mouz?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think
You-
the pool
but
is the same again. Unless Mouz changes in the third, like for the decider, they change.
Yeah, it just feels like eventually that's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Remember when Mouse's Inferno was their weakness?
Yes.
That's
Start of the
crazy, right?
season,
Yeah.
of the year it was.
Have either of you guys casted NaVi this event?
Yeah, I was just doing
haven't-
them yesterday.
I haven't seen them at all.
Yeah, I did them
How'd they
yesterday.
look?
So it was NaVi versus. Why am I blanking on this right now? It was the first game of the day, NaVi versus Mongolz. Yeah, so the first game was absolute fucking dumpstering. It was like a 13-3 on Nuke.
I saw that.
It was Mongolz win the pistol, lose the fours. I think the next round that they won in the whole game was a fucking eco round. So they won one rifle round on the CT side of Nuke.
Ugh.
Like, bro, what are we doing?
They got smoked on CG.
And then, and then they just got obviously lose pistol when they swap sides and game over. Ancient, I think they were up, and then they were down. I think Mongols were up early, then they ended up being down like 10-6. Then Mongols had some like crazy. They had some. Bro, Blitz was having one of the roughest games I've ever seen him have yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, he was just like on Ancient. He couldn't find any of the timings. He felt like everything he was trying to force. There's even one round he was in pool, like the cubby in middle on Ancient, and and they didn't know he was
Oh,
there.
I saw that. That
There's
was
4 players on his screen, couldn't get a single kill.
I saw that.
Senzu
So
had a
sad.
flank where he didn't get a kill. Like he let him go, and then I was like, boys.
All things that happen when you don't play.
Yeah, so I think that NaVi are looking better than
They were
they
previously,
have,
but
but it's hard to gauge off of a Mongols that are not at 100%.
Yeah.
It's like a Mongols that I don't know. I want to say a Mongols like 60%, bro,
Yeah.
with how rough around the edges.
I
they
don't
look
even
in
I
some
didn't
of
even
those
cast them at this
situations.
event, so I didn't even get to see them either.
So I don't think Navi beat Mouse.
I don't either. I think Mouse's looked really sharp.
I
this
think it's a
event as well.
Mouse Falcon semi.
Yeah.
Should be. Yeah. That side of the bracket seems like it should be pretty straightforward to the semifinals.
Like Falcons would have to really shit the bed.
yeah.
Like because you have to put respect on 3D Max's names for the games that they've won, but Falcons should be a hurdle too far.
And Falcons beat Mouz with losing 5 out of the 6 pistols in that series too.
Okay.
So in
Speaks
gun
as
rounds,
having
they were
some
much better in gun rounds against Mouz. So
So
Alright.
the other side of the bracket is the
Other
more
side of the
exciting
bracket
side
is
of the bracket.
those are bangers all the way through. Spirit FaZe is one quarterfinal, and then Furia Vitality on the other side of things.
Furia, what was Yakinda saying in his interview with HFTV? I haven't watched it yet, but I read the headline. It was something to do with like the overconfidence of Molodoi or something like that.
Yeah, he said he was starting to like over peak a little bit after getting the MVP, and he was starting to like just make
Okay,
some
so
moves
just-
that show
just
he's
being cocky.
Yeah, he's loving his life and everything.
yeah,
like
because
that.
they won.
Yeah, that happens.
Yep.
It's fine. Nothing too crazy. For Furia, I think the important thing is also consistency and continuity. They found that at Fissure because before they would make playoffs at one event, then not make it at the next one. And they made playoffs at Blast London, then they won Fissure, obviously. And it was shaky at the start. I mean, they played in stage 1. I think they were a 3-2 team. In the end, to qualify for stage 2, it was Yakindar having a monster performance in the final game. But now they're in the playoffs, so I can't say that, I need Furia to beat Vitality to sort of prove something, but I need it to be competitive.
Needs to be competitive, sure.
They need to show that because they've been getting praise from other teams too. Nico has been saying about Furia they play really good CS. Who
Yeah.
else did we get? Was it FaZe? Someone from FaZe last night was saying that Furia has been playing good Counter-Strike. So they're getting praise from other teams and other players, and they just need to prove it. I think K-Serrado has had a great tournament. Like usually it's been Molodoi and Yakinder leading the way for this new look Furia, but K-Serrado has been lights out. So yeah, I'm not saying they have to beat Vitality, but it has to be competitive, and then let the chips fall where they may.
I think that the thing is for Vitality, we're still waiting to see them win a trophy this season, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're feeling that pressure, or if now that they've lost a bunch of tournaments in a row that it's gone. But again, it's like, what type of a point in the tournament is this for a team like that? Because sure, you want to win and you want to get back to the top, but at the same time, if you don't win EPL,
I know Mezzi was telling us on the couch that their kind of goal at the moment is they want to win one of like the 3 events they're doing leading into the major.
okay, well, this is one of the 3.
This is one of them, and then Chengdu, and then
Probably Rivals.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Rivals.
Yeah, Rivals.
Right.
So yeah, they want to win one of those trophies leading into the major to get some confidence, a la, I guess, Vitality right before Paris,
Sure.
winning that event down in Brazil and then smoking the major. So yeah, that's kind of where they're at.
Look, I like, as far as this goes, predictions is one thing, but I think the best for like the games is Falcons Mouz, and then obviously Vitality Spirit. Those are the best matches. And then I think a Falcons versus whoever on the other side is my preferred final. A Falcons versus Spirit or a Falcons versus Vitality. I prefer both of those games over a mouz versus
anyone,
right?
Or a Furia versus anyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The only other one I traded out for is if FaZe made it to the final.
FaZe Falcons.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah,
I could get weird with that.
Bro, I don't see a way in hell.
No, I don't see any world for FaZe
I have
to
a
make
better
that
chance of beating Spirit than Vitality, and the only reason I say this is because Spirit, has two relatively new players, but this is the first event with Tanir, who's been great, and they look strong. They were, a 3-0 team, right? But perhaps there's something missing there in terms of the cohesion between the players, and if they start losing to FaZe, whether they will get a bit flustered. How are they going to deal with something like that? I'm really reaching here, right? In reality, Spirit should mop the floor with them to some extent, but
For me, it's the vibe that Tanir's brought that I like the most. I think he's a very good player, but the team actually just feels like they're smiling now, which is kind of weird.
It was
cracking jokes.
It was really funny on the last media day when Donna came in and was like, "I had a great conversation with Spirit."
Yeah.
She was like, they were all laughing and smiling, and we were all just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Are you sure it was
The same Spirit we all know and love.
Well, it's interesting because he has that, but I think there's also, I'm just getting through the interview now. He has that headline of the HLTV interview where he just says, "I'm not so sure I should even be the star player on this team," which is like, you're right, but I think that's him kind of acknowledging he's about to go through a mental switch of what his responsibilities are going to be as a player.
Well, he's not a role playing bitch. Like, he has to make plays. Like, he has to get kills. Him being more active mid to late round. Donk's active
I just mean
early to mid round.
The only thing I mean to say that is that's one area where I think there might be a world in which FaZe can take advantage of that period where he's not fully acclimated and fully comfortable.
FaZe are the vibes, guys. So if the vibes are immaculate tomorrow,
vibes are immaculate.
And look, I think the FaZe story to close the rain book would be the most fun story out of all the stories available. So
one of the least likely at the same time.
If it is happening and it's manifesting, I'm all on board.
Yeah.
But I think the reason I want to see the likes of Spirit, Vitality, mouz, Falcons kind of matching up and then is because these are some of the best teams into the lead into the major.
Yes, that we think can lift the trophy at the major.
I think the thing is with Falcons, their case is not built yet. Their case is built on the blueprint, right? The blueprint's out and you go, this is what this could be. But it's unfair, at least I feel it's unfair, to say that they can stake a claim like any of those other names I just mentioned, because really they can't unless they win an event. They need to win an event.
True, but it's for all of those teams, there's something there. Vitality winning the first event of the second half of the year.
Yep.
mouz winning a first event with all the teams there.
And become the winningest.
Same
EPL
for Falcons, lifting the first trophy, and Astir. And for Spirit, it's with Tanir, right? They won
and
two
it'll be
already.
their fourth trophy of the year for
I
Spirit.
cannot
Third of the
believe
season.
you left Furia off that list.
Well, if the semifinals are Spirit, Vitality, and mouz, Falcons, I don't see how Furia can lift.
I thought you were going for quarterfinals.
Chad was saying that.
Yeah,
I was just following up on Chad.
That is what I was saying,
Yeah,
Jason.
that's fair. I've missed that one.
All right. Let's get out of here. I want to eat. I'm tired.
All
I'm
right.
a bit cranky.
All right. We can't tell, but